Hey guys, it's Jim, the now famous Jennifer Aniston lookalike, and Matt Thomas, coming to you from Ectothermic Dungeon. You're gonna have to bear with us with this video. We are in the middle of kind of moving. I used the whole upstairs of my house. I have a cape, and I got one room for dragons, and now a whole separate room for ball pythons. And if things look really cluttered and a mess, that's why. So we're going to eventually talk about the racks that I currently have, which I'm kind of shameful of one of them. We'll skip right over that. Another one that we keep a lot of our girls in. And then, pause it, Jennifer, say hi. Hi. And then over here we have the our current hatchling racks. So earlier in the week I talked to you about Tinley. We were going out there, we made the trip. It was a fun trip. But for us, coming from Connecticut, it was a long ride. It was just about 14 hours, both ways. We left 3 a.m. in the morning on the way out, got there relatively early, which was nice because we were able to grab dinner and relax. And then Friday started the madness. We got VIP tickets, so we got in Friday, which if you go to the regular counter and go to check in, they're not going to let you in. But that's one of the nice things with the VIP pass is you get to go in. You get to meet and kind of greet some of the breeders and the vendors while they're setting up. So we did that. We had a lot of fun. Was really busy. I'm going to do probably another follow-up video to talk a little bit more about what we did. But one of the highlights for us, not only picking up some animals, but meeting a lot of great people, which was a lot of fun. Made a lot of new friends. Saw a lot of friends that we have met before. We were out there once before. So without further ado, we're going to go through the animals that we picked up while we were there and kind of talk about them a little bit, let you guys take a look at them, and then probably close out this video with that. All right. So one of the first ones, my whole mission of going out there was to really strengthen some of the projects I have. We have. So one of those was the red stripe project that we're starting to get involved in. And I know Justin Kabelka had made a couple comments about getting into that project, and it was an upcoming thing, and he's been breeding some stuff. So I wanted to really see what was going on his table and what he had, and hopefully he had something that I could get a hold of at Tinley. One of the unique things that, one of the things that what it appears a lot of the vendors do when they're there is they open up a lot of their stuff and they get it set up. They'll get it set up Friday night because there's not a lot of people there. And, the vendors like to be able to look and see what everybody else has, so you can kind of do what I did, but I didn't have a table, so it was easy. So what we did is we went ahead and we're making rounds, and we were there for probably about 4 hours and really didn't get anything. And one of the first people I met when I went through the door was Miguel Garcia. If you don't know him, I'm going to put a link at the bottom of this video so that you can check out his YouTube page. That guy is awesome. Really nice dude. We met him right in the beginning. And one of the things he likes to do is follow up with people. So if you meet him, you say, hey, I see your videos, yada, yada. He goes, if you buy something, come back. I want to see what it is. So fair enough. With not a ton of people at this show, at least on Friday night, it's really easy to run into people again. So after about 3 or 4 hours, he ran back into us and said, you haven't bought anything yet? What's going on? I'm like, dude, I'm waiting. He goes, don't wait too long. Friday night's the night to do it. And then I explained my story about the red stripe, and then I'm really here waiting to see what Kabelka has before I jump on anything else. So he goes, well, I just happen to know the man. Let's go find him. So we actually ran around the show for a little bit, trying to hunt him down to see if we could get him and take a look at what he had, because he did recall that he had brought some stuff. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the young girl that we picked up from Justin Kabelka, and I'm going to explain a little bit about that project as I'll go ahead and do it. So this girl right here is a GHI red stripe. Now there's not a whole lot of these floating around right now. With the clutch that he brought for us to take a look at, he also had this same animal with yellow belly on it, and I'm telling you, this nice gold color explodes when you add yellow belly. You know, I have dreams of like yellow belly and then maybe fire or orange dream or, you know, something like that layering on this thing, and it just going crazy. And then of course, you know, any of the recessive morphs that may blow out the pattern, the stripe pattern, or make it stronger, like, you know, maybe a clown or something like that. So, you know, time will tell. We'll see what it, you know, what it'll bring for us. But right now, let's see if I can get in with this. Get a good look at her. Great color. But she's young. I also have another female that's a pastel red stripe yellow belly that's part of that project. So we will be definitely getting that project off and going. So that's snake number one that we picked up from Justin Kabelka. One of the next animals, next couple animals, I'm doing this in order that I purchased them because it was a little bit easier to tell the story that way. I really got hung up a little bit on what I wanted. There's a lot of beautiful stuff there, a lot of choices, but it was really hard to stay in the plan, so to speak. You'll see a lot of people talk about, you know, working the plan, make your plan, work the plan, and try not to stray. And you know, there was a couple red stripe. There was a red stripe yellow belly male that would have been fantastic to pick up, but my girls aren't big enough yet. I could have bred that to something else once I got them to size, but you know, again, I had a plan. It was hard, but we stuck to the plan. One of the projects that were new to Ectothermic Dungeon that we wanted to get into was the tri-stripe stuff. I like what I love the way they look, and I have a bunch of ideas in my head as far as where I want to go with that. So I don't want to share too much of where I want to go with that, but needless to say, we got a couple single gene hets of the tri-stripe gene from Sean Bradley. Good dude. Can be loud at times and opinionated, but we all are. But he made a great deal on a couple really nice animals for us here, and we're very appreciative of that. And I will probably put a link at the bottom of his stuff as well, so you can check him out. But the first one that you're going to take a look at is a male. This is a yellow belly het for tri-stripe. So this right here, I mean, he's got great color. Oh, did you hand me the wrong one? That's the cinnamon. So this is the yellow belly. You can see the flames. Right all in there. Kind of open up that belly a little bit. It's not gonna bite you. Just hold that. You can see all the marking there on the belly. So, and he's got a lot of nice flames coming up here. And the traditional, see the head stamp right there. So that was the yellow belly male. He'll be to size before the girl, but Sean made me a great offer on the pair, so I couldn't pass up the offer. I typically wouldn't buy the male this early on, as the female is roughly the same size. So with a pair at the price, I couldn't say no. So that's what we ended up with. And then the girl that came as part of the pair is a cinnamon girl, and now her colors are really nice. It's just all pretty much a standard cinnamon, but there's a lot of markers that are on here, so to speak. The long striping, some of this elongation here almost starts to stripe. These specific spots and markings along the back. You know, but again, really nice looking girl. She is a cinnamon, 100% het for tri-stripe. And one of the things that I forgot to ask him when I initially talked to him was what line it was. Is it TSK or whatever? And this particular girl both of these come from a wild caught line that he had. So it's looks like it's going to be compatible from what I was told to some of these other lines, but I guess time will tell. It's something he's working on, and that we will probably end up working on as well, because I'll more than likely will end up picking up some more animals in this group. But you can see active, healthy. Everybody came home and they looked hungry on the ride home. I'll show you what I have. This is our quarantine area here of animals that we have purchased recently, and I actually take these bins with me. I take a thermostat. They have heat mats taped underneath, and there's a thermostat in there. So they're all temperature regulated, and I'll bring these and I'll put them in the hotel. So when I pick up animals, they'll go in here, and that way they're temp regulated. They'll have the water bowls like you see them. And this works really good. So these will sit in the back seat of the car on the way home, and then they keep the same bin that they were in, and they stay in there and they go through their quarantine process, and then go back into the rest of the collection. But I'll give you one more look here at that girl. So after that was Saturday. I was done. I mean, I had picked up 3 animals. I was done. I really wanted to get into possibly some more Desert Ghost stuff. I have a Super Pastel Desert Ghost female and a Pewter Desert Ghost male, and everything that I saw was pastel, and I wanted a visual, but everything I saw were males. Justin Kabelka had a gorgeous Pastel Desert Ghost male on his table that I would have snatched if it was a girl, but it just wasn't in the cards. So we called it for what it was. We did the auction and stuff Saturday, and went and had a drink, and then called it quits a little early. Sunday was kind of an off day. I had done most of my shopping Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday we were just kind of hanging out. We were out there. Matt Hahn was out there. I've known Matt. I've met him before. I bought some animals from him and stuff. So we would kind of peruse stuff together. And we were walking around. There was like 10 minutes left of the show. We happened to be in an aisle, and one of the crew that was with us was talking to CJ's pets. I never heard of them before. She was talking about a boa or something like that. And we were walking up and down the aisle, and I happened to walk back down. I was looking at, they had a display case of ball pythons, and I saw Pastel Desert Ghost. I'm like, wow, that's the writing was in pink. What? A female? You got to be kidding me. So I asked if it was a girl, and they confirmed it was a girl. I mean, because I have spouted off as men do, I guess, and you see the pink writing, you say, is it a boy or a girl? And, well, pink. Anyway, so they confirmed it was a girl, and I asked them what they wanted. It was a fair price, and I just 10 minutes left of the show. I just didn't want to do that quite yet. So I thanked them, and said it was a beautiful girl, and put it back. And we left. We walked down the aisle again, and this other part of our party was still conducting business with them. And they came up the aisle to me, and made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So without further ado, here she is. So this is a Pastel Desert Ghost female, and she's beautiful. She's very clean already. She got a couple flecks here and there, but not too bad. But very, very, very nice girl. Very pleased with her. And again, these guys were all thrown really small meals last night when we got back, because they looked very hungry, and they all ate. So that's all a good sign. So there you have it. Desert Ghost, Pastel Desert Ghost female.